Hi, my name is Mark Gardner. I live in Saluda, North Carolina. Saluda is a great little mountain town. We have about 700 people there year-round. It's very quiet, it's very relaxed. Nice little southern town. My shop is in an old chicken house, which not a chicken coop, but an old chicken house. Just a very low, long, narrow barn, basically. Wood is my medium of choice, probably mostly because it's what I'm familiar with. I was introduced to it as a young boy and became interested in actually making things as a teenager, and he encouraged that, and it just never got old. It came naturally, I guess. Probably the immediacy of turning is the most appealing. You know, being able to make something in an hour or a day, as opposed to a week or 2 weeks or a month, really worked better for me in my approach and what I enjoy. I really respond strongly to that subtractive process, starting with a finite amount of material, and then reducing it down to whatever it is your intent, whatever your goal, your project. If the piece is intended for function, then the form has to serve that, I think, for me. If the piece is intended to be decorative, then that's its function, and the form should serve that. So, you know, if you're talking about a salad bowl or a spoon or a plate on one hand, I feel like everything about that item should work for its intended use. If you're talking about a decorative bowl or vase that never has to be used by an individual, it just has to be appreciated for its aesthetic, then there's different criteria there, but the main criteria of that form serving its function of its decorative nature still, I think, is primary. If you look at the work I've made over years, surface design, surface treatment has always played a very heavy role in my designs. That's not to say that the form isn't important as well, but I feel like it's the surface of the piece that really draws the viewer in. That's what really engages them initially, and the form of the piece just has to support whatever that surface design is. Most of my surface design inspiration is inspired by other cultures. Early on in turning, I would look at a lot of African art, oceanic art, South Pacific island regions, and kind of mine those cultures for inspiration in pattern and design. And then more lately, I find myself looking at things a little closer to home. Mid-century modern design I'm a big fan of that style and era, and I'll look at architectural forms for inspiration and ceramics for inspiration, that sort of thing. Mostly I just want to go to the shop and make stuff. To me, that's a really high goal. That's a high aspiration. To be in a position where I can 5 days a week, 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or whatever it winds up being, go in, primarily make the work I want to make, and have a market for that, is what I like and what I do aspire to do. One thing I've found out about myself is I like doing lots of different things in my shop. So having production items as well as one-of-a-kind items, having turned items as well as a piece of furniture now and then, and doing sculpture now and then, or spoon now and then, all those things keep me interested, and I think I'm a better maker because of that. And I think that's happened naturally, and maybe isn't the way I would have scripted it, but I think it's better for me in general.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Happy to.